It's interesting how things work, isn't it? Sometimes, no matter what's happening around you, there's a calm that you can find within yourself. Imagine, just for a moment, the feeling of balance, where once you're centered, the world around you starts to align in ways you never could have expected. It's almost like the changes you've asked for. They're on the way, simply because you've allowed them to happen. And the beautiful thing about this is how effortless it feels. When you step into curiosity, something inside you shifts. It's like a part of you that's evolving without you even trying. And isn't that something? The idea, just by being open, changes start to take place without effort, without force. You start to realize your thoughts. They aren't just thoughts, they're energy, shaping your reality. And this energy, this is what moves mountains. When you speak, when you visualize, you're releasing power into the universe you're creating. Think about it this way. Healing, it isn't just a physical act. It's a spiritual exchange. Imagine how your energy shifts when you consciously choose to transmute negative into positive, fear into hope, limitation into possibility. That's the mechanics of healing. That's the beauty of your potential. And with every shift, you're drawing closer to the next version of yourself, one that's ready to take on the world with grace and ease. But as we go deeper, consider this. You can't call yourself a light worker, a beacon of hope, and not show compassion. Compassion isn't something you think about. It's something you do. It's in your actions, the way you show up, the way you choose to engage with humanity. It's in your heart. Spiritually, you see, it's not just about reading the right books or memorizing the right quotes. It's about living the lessons you learn. You're not your words, you're your actions. And every moment is an opportunity to live what you've discovered. And you might notice, as the lessons begin to unfold in your life, you'll realize something profound. You always have a choice. You can choose to be the victim of your circumstances, or the victor over them. The choice is yours. It's always yours. And as you start to build self-worth, something else shifts, doesn't it? You begin to see your own magnificence. And in that seeing, something powerful happens. Fears melt away, like ice under the warmth of the sun. When you realize your worth, you no longer need to hold on to fear. It's almost like fear doesn't stand a chance against the truth of who you really are. And then something even more magical happens. You start to stand as a lighthouse for others. You become the beacon, the guide, for those in need. You comfort them, not just with your words, but with your knowing, with your wisdom, your understanding of the world and how it works. Your light shows them the way, just by being who you are. Now here's something remarkable. When you look around at the world, what do you see? The desire for peace, for tolerance. That's the sign of enlightenment on a global scale. That's the deeper shift that's happening. And within that shift, you realize, even in the midst of turmoil, you've the ability to see the gift, to recognize the lesson, to see the wisdom in the chaos. That's a mark of real enlightenment. But here's the thing. Sometimes what you plan isn't as important as how you move with what unfolds. The idea of sticking rigidly to a plan, even when it no longer serves you, can hold you back. It's like thinking you need to control the arrow's flight path, when in fact, once the arrow is in motion, the wind will naturally guide it to its target. What if instead of clinging to a set path, you allowed yourself to follow the natural flow of energy that's around you? What if you saw your life like a journey with many potential paths, all leading you forward, all leading you to your highest good? Because you see, your reality, it isn't linear. It's full of possibilities, many different potentials that you might call the future. Planning, in the truest sense, is simply pointing yourself in the direction of your goal. But it's not about the destination being set in stone. It's about giving yourself the freedom to evolve, to change course, and to trust the process. Think of your plans as the first step on a journey, not the entire journey itself. In fact, it's like this. Picture an arrow. The arrow doesn't reach its target just by sitting there. It must be in motion. You don't wait for the universe to make things happen. You take action. And when you do, your energy shifts, your path unfolds, and suddenly, what seemed uncertain becomes certain. Because you took the first step. You allowed yourself to be in motion. And that motion is where the magic happens. So what's next for you? What does your life look like when you embrace this process? When you trust yourself and allow life to unfold in all its beauty and unpredictability? The change, the growth, it's all happening for you. And you get to choose what it looks like. This is your time to rise, to shine, to be the creator of your reality. And all of it begins with one simple thing. You taking care of yourself. Because when you're balanced, when you're centered, everything else will just fall into place. The changes you've been asking for, they're already on their way. And all you need to do is trust. Trust in your ability. Trust in the power of your energy. And trust in the truth of who you are. As you take a deep breath in, you might begin to notice how easily you can begin to let go of the tension. How your body starts to relax. And as your mind gently begins to settle into a peaceful space, you can start to see just how much room there is for change. Because you know everything you need. You already have it within you. It's not about finding something external. It's about remembering what you've always known deep inside. You may even begin to notice how effortlessly you can tap into the energy of your own self-worth. How naturally it flows through you. And how easy it is for you to let go of the old ways of thinking that no longer serve you. It's just like when you realize, no matter what is happening around you, taking care of yourself first creates a ripple of positive change. In fact, that's how things work. When you're balanced and centered, the world around you naturally aligns to support that balance. When you begin to feel that internal equilibrium, everything else just starts to shift with ease. It's like everything you ever wanted. The changes you've been asking for, they're already making their way towards you, without you having to chase them, without effort. They simply appear because you've made space for them. This, you see, is the power of curiosity. By just becoming curious, without needing to know all the answers, you open up a door that's inside yourself. A door that leads you to evolution, to transformation, to the next step in your journey. And the moment you step through that door, you realize something deeper inside you is already shifting. Something deeper within you is already responding to that simple, innocent curiosity. What's even more fascinating is how this curiosity is the very thing that propels you forward. When you're curious, you're moving forward, even when it feels like you're standing still. And then, as you recognize that thoughts are energy, you begin to understand that your very thoughts create your world. The moment you speak, the moment you visualize, you're creating. You might even notice how this realization feels so empowering, like a key unlocking the potential that's always been there, just waiting for you. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. No, it's about recognizing that every thought is an energetic signal sent out into the universe, and the universe responds. It's almost like you can feel the shift in your energy as you begin to understand the mechanics of healing. Healing, it isn't just a physical process. It's an energetic spiritual exchange. And as you begin to experience this on a deeper level, you realize by aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, you can transmute anything, fear, negativity, doubt, into light, hope, and strength. Healing begins the moment you recognize the power that's within you. The moment you choose to use that energy consciously, it becomes clear that to truly embody your power, you must live your spirituality. It's not just about reading books or learning the right words. It's about showing up in the world as the person you know you can be. You're the embodiment of the wisdom you seek. And as you do this, you realize something. The lessons that come to you, they aren't just lessons. They're opportunities for growth. And with every lesson, there's a choice. You can choose to be a victim, or you can choose to be the victor. What's remarkable is, every time you make the choice to rise above, to step into your power, you discover just how more capable you are. And as you begin to build your self-worth, something profound begins to shift. You start to recognize your own magnificence. It's not just about feeling good about yourself. It's about acknowledging your inherent value, your power, your unique contribution to the world. When you realize this, you notice how fear, doubt, and uncertainty, they begin to melt away because they've no place in the presence of your true self. You begin to stand tall in your own light, and in that light, fears no longer have power over you. The more you embody this self-worth, the more you realize you become a lighthouse. You don't have to go looking for those in need of guidance. They'll come to you. They'll see your light, and they'll be drawn to you. And in your presence, they'll feel comforted because they will know, just by being near you, that they too can step into their own light. And you won't even need to say much. Just your presence, just the energy you carry, it'll be enough to guide them through their own darkness. It's also becoming so clear to you now, as you observe the world around you, that the desire for peace and tolerance is what is driving the world forward. You're part of this shift, and the beautiful part is, as you continue to evolve, you begin to see, even in times of turmoil, that there's a gift to be found. You realize true wisdom is not in avoiding the chaos, but in finding the peace within. And in that peace, you're able to hold space for others, to guide them through their own struggles, just by being a living example of what peace looks like in action. But here's where it gets even more interesting. What if instead of being so attached to your plans, you allowed yourself to flow with the natural unfolding of your life? What if you could see your reality as a journey with many possible paths, each leading to something magnificent? What if the purpose of your planning wasn't to dictate the outcome, but to point yourself in a direction, and then trust the process to guide you? Think of your plans as a compass, not a map. The beauty of the compass is it doesn't tell you the exact steps, but it points you in the right direction. And once you're on your way, you can allow the universe to help you to navigate the journey. You don't have to know everything. The magic happens in the moment, in the action, in the flow. Like an arrow in flight. It doesn't stay still. It doesn't sit waiting for someone to shoot it. It takes flight, and in doing so, it finds its way to the target. The key here is movement. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about trusting once you take action, once you take that first step, the path will reveal itself. And as you continue to move forward, you'll find you're not just moving towards your goals. You're becoming the person you always have been meant to be. Your power is in your movement, in your trust, in your willingness to step into the unknown. And so, what's next? What happens now? Do you understand that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but the creator of your reality? What happens when you choose to take care of yourself first? Knowing when you're balanced, everything else will align. The answer is clear. The world shifts. And you are right in the middle of it, guiding it with your light, your energy, your love, and your wisdom. All of it. This beautiful transformation has been waiting for you. And now all you need to do is allow it to unfold, to trust in the process, and to remember that every step you take is a step closer to the highest version of yourself.